Welcome all for the happy learning on data structures and algorithm. And we are discussing the second module, and in today's session we will be discussing about the last session of the second module, that is array, matrix and operations. Okay, we all in the last two sessions we are discussing about arrays and operations performed in array. So we know what is array. Array is nothing but the collection of similar data item, and we have several operations: insertion, deletion, searching, sorting, merging. These are all the operations performed in the array. In this session we will discuss about the matrix operations in the array. We know there are three types of array: single dimensional array, two dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. We all know what a single dimensional array. It is represented by the single subset. The example, if it is int a of 10, int specifies the data type, int specifies the data type, a specifies the array name, and 10 specifies the size of the array. Now we will discuss about the two-dimensional array. Okay, two-dimensional array is also the same thing. It is a collection of similar data items. Here we have two subscripts. Okay, we have two subscript. Since it is two-dimensional, we have two subscript to represent rows and columns. Even here we have an continuous memory allocation as that of an single dimensional array. But the only thing is we have rows and columns here. There we have a of n, like that we have here, we have a of row and column. Take for example, if it is a of I and j, I specifies rows and j specifies the column. Okay, the matrix operation here, what is the operation performed under this matrix with the help of rows and columns. This is an example for a two-dimensional array. See, we have two-dimensional array, a of 0, a of 1, a of 2, which is specifying the rows, and columns a of 0, a of 1, a of 2 specifying columns. So the matrix size is here is 3 into 3 matrix. Okay, we are representing into two-dimensional. We are going to represent that in two-dimensional with rows and height. We will see how to represent an two-dimensional array. Okay, m into the array order of the array is m into n, where m specifies the rows and n specifies the column, and even the memory allocation will be based on this m into m and n, that is rows and column. Generally, we have two methods here: row measure method and column measure method. Okay, in row measure method, the row elements will be first, the row elements will be ordered. Row will be considered as the preference and the data will be stored in the row. Then only the second row elements will be stored. First it will be start filling with the rows, whereas in the column measure element, the column element will be stored first, followed by the row element. Okay, for example, when array of row column, if you have, it specifies row measure method. If you have array of column row, it specifies it is column measure method. We have the example for that. In row measure method, we start filling the row first. Okay, that is why it is a of 0, a of 1, a of 2, and then we go with the column. Okay, whereas in column measure method, we start filling the column first, that is 0, a of 1, 2, and then we start filling the row. So there are only two basic ways in this matrix method. One is row measure method and the other one is column measure method. In row measure method, we start filling with the row. The elements of the data will be stored in the rows. Okay, first preference will be given to the row, and only after filling the rows, the columns will be filled. Whereas in the column measure method, the data will be first filled under the column, and then it will be followed with the rows. And even here, the major operations that we perform here is traversal, where each and every element in the array will be accessed. It will be traversed from the starting, from the a of 0 to the a of n minus 1 element will be traversing. Okay, next is search operation to find a particular to find the location of an element. So if you have 8 elements, and if I say I wanted to find the element, example for 50, where it has to be stored, for what it will do, it will start searching from the first location, and it compares that with the element to be searched. for example, here the 50 is the element to be searched, so it compares the first element with the 50. If that element is equal to 50, it is going to print the location. Otherwise, it increments the loop and it goes to the next element. This will be continued until it finds the element that has to be searched. Okay, this is what the searching operation is. Next is insertion, to add a new element into an array. Again, when you go for insertion, there are three cases: insertion at the beginning, insertion at the middle, and insertion at the end. These are all the three cases we have under an insertion. Either you will be adding an element at the beginning, or you will be adding an element at the end, or you will be adding the element at the specific location. This operation we call it as insertion. Then comes the deletion. Deletion is nothing but removing an element from an array. Even this we categorize into three cases: deleting the first element, deleting the last element, or deleting the intermediate element. So we have to specify that in the algorithm which element we are going to delete, either a first element or the last element or the intermediate element that has to be deleted. Then we have sorting. Sorting we have discussed is nothing but arranging the element in some specific order. Okay, either it may be an ascending order, or it may be a descending order, or we give an alphabetic order to do that, or we give an certain scenario like a class toppers with the high percentage of marks. So we give a specific feature, we describe a feature there to sort the element. Then we have merging. Merging is nothing but combining two arrays into a single array. So we have an if A of A array, one array, and the other array. When I want to merge that, I use this merging operation to perform. Okay, we'll see what are all the advantages we have by using array. Okay, when we use similar data items, multiple items of same data item, we can use array. Instead of declaring each and every item one by one, I can use the array concept to represent my multiple datas. Okay, and we can use other data structures like linked list, stack, queue to represent even the array. Okay, and we can and it provides a feature of representing in the matrix. So we have two-dimensional matrix, we have multi-dimensional matrix, so it is very easy to represent the data in this matrix forms, and it may include, so most of our day-to-day applications are based only on the database, records and database. So this array helps us to store the data in an efficient manner. And we'll see what is the drawback we have in array and what is the limitations we have in array. Okay, the first limitation is the memory has to be, the size of the array has to be declared initially. Okay, suppose if I need to store 100 items, I have to declare that the size of the array must be known in advance. That is the first disadvantage we have. So by this knowing this, how come this becomes a disadvantage? Suppose if I am declaring the array size of A of 100, but I am using only 70 elements in that. Okay, what about the remaining 30 elements? I cannot, the space allocated for the remaining 30 elements becomes waste there. Okay, since it has been allocated for under that array name, if I am not utilizing that memory space, the left out memory space becomes waste. Okay, and I cannot access, I cannot store more than 100 element in the array since I have declared the array size as 100. So this is a major drawback we have here. Okay, the memory will be wasted if I am not using the allocated memory in the array. Okay, that remaining space cannot be utilized by any other program. Okay, that is the major drawback drawback we all have in arrays. The second thing is the insertion or deletion is comparatively implementation task is difficult since it has to start from the first location of the array. If I want to insert or delete, I cannot randomly do it. If I want to insert at the fourth location, I cannot directly insert my element at the fourth position. I have to first start scanning from the first element, and I should progress only by array size one by one. So that is the major drawback I have. That is why we go to the next concept of linked list. Okay, this is all about arrays and array matrix operation. This is all about the second module. Thank you all.